Okay, I would like to welcome everybody to the March 2021 meeting of Joining Forces for Treasure Valley Veterans. I appreciate all of you being here. Before we get started, I want to let everybody know that March 29th is Vietnam Veterans Day, Recognition Day. So please reach out to all of the Vietnam veterans in your life and thank them for their service and welcome them home. 2 years ago, when we had the ceremony on the Capitol steps here in Boise, the governor announced that we would be putting together a Idaho Vietnam veterans book. And that book has been completed. We were hoping a year ago to pass it out at our second annual ceremony on the Capitol steps, but that had to be canceled because of COVID. So we do have the books available. If you want just a single copy, you need to swing by my office to pick one up. But if your organization would like to pass these out to the Vietnam veterans with your organization, or if you come across Vietnam veterans, we have these in boxes. They come 12 to a box, and you're more than welcome to come by my office and pick up as many boxes as you want. Or we have pallets of boxes out at the Veterans Cemetery, and you don't have to pick up a whole pallet, but if you say want 120 books and want to pick up 10 boxes, we can make arrangements for you to swing out there to pick them up. But this is a really nice book, so reach out to me if you're interested in that. Okay, so we have 13 or 14 different guests today, and we'll just spotlight the different things that our organizations do, introduce ourselves to some new people with some organizations. And we're going to start with Michelle Hartley. She is the executive officer and the legislative liaison for Major General Garshak. He's the Adjutant General of Idaho. And welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Mitzi. Thank you for inviting me.
Glad to have you here. You are taking over for Collier Lipple, who had been in your position for quite some time.
So yep, about 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing out there.
Well, I'm not very exciting, but if you hold on one sec, I'm going to shut this blind. Okay, so I spent 38 years in the military, and 32 of those out here in the Idaho National Guard as a quartermaster. Actually, I started out in Signal and I switched to quartermaster. I retired as a Chief Warrant Officer 5, and I was the Command Chief Warrant Officer for the Idaho National Guard. So as I was beginning my process of retirement, I was planning to just retire and babysit grandbabies and things like that. And General Garshak asked if I'd be interested in stepping in since Collier had decided to go practice his golf game. And so I've been on the job for roughly 6 days total. I started last week, and a lot of people have asked me, you know, how are you doing? And I said, I don't know. How am I doing? So I'm super excited. I got to meet you last week and instantly was very excited to be part of this job, this part of the job where I get to see what all the different organizations are doing in Idaho in support of veterans, and then of course be available to facilitate or, you know, arrange any other meetings or community relations requests and things like that. I work closely with Lieutenant Colonel Chris Borders, who's our public affairs officer, who manages all of our community relations. So just excited to meet everybody. And again, I don't know what I don't know. So please share my email address out. I know you have it. And then just let me know how I can help.
I'll get that out in the follow-up email. Now we have a lot of military-based people watching this, but we have a lot of civilians. And can you explain what the tag is, the adjutant general, and what he does for Idaho?
Maybe. Okay. So the adjutant general is selected by the governor. So it's an appointed position. He doesn't, rise up through the ranks to be the tag. He exhibits his leadership and his ability to manage and lead all of the organizations. And then by Idaho Statute 46, he is the commander of both the Idaho Air and Army National Guard. And so his job is to work for the governor and support his messages and his directions for the military. And he is also over the Idaho Military Division, which consists of several different organizations that work under that Idaho Military Division. I was very surprised, actually, when I took the job to find the depth of how the Idaho Military Division supports the state of Idaho in public safety communication, of course, budget, contracting. The Idaho Youth Challenge Academy, if you're not aware of that, is a fantastic program up in Pierce, Idaho. And then we also have Starbase, which a lot of people may or may not be aware of. It's a STEM-based program that is 75% funded by the federal government. And it is for fifth graders in Title I schools, and it teaches them STEM, science, technology, electronics, math, and super exciting. And it has changed a lot of those fifth graders' lives and their outlook on education in school, and stimulates that. So General Garshak is our commander, and he manages all of that with the support of all of his staff. And he has a one-star general that is over the Army and one that is over the Air National Guard.
That's great. That
covers it.
No, that was a very good explanation. And if you haven't met General Garshak, he's a very personable general. He's easy to talk to, and he does a great job for Idaho. So I appreciate you being here representing him today, and I'll get Michelle's contact information out, so if anybody needs to reach out to them, you'll have that. Okay, our next guest is going to be Bob Wheeler, and Bob tends to wear many different hats, but today he is here representing the Idaho Farmer Veteran Coalition, and they have been up and running in Idaho for a little over a year now, or has it been longer, Bob?
Well, I don't know if we've been up and running, but we've been trying for a year. So we have, we're trying to get there still. So can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so originally the Farmer Veteran Coalition was started by, let me get into presentation mode, I guess. Maybe not. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so Chrissy Tedder was the one that originally started it up. She started the Michigan chapter years ago, and now that she's here, she was starting it up, and she was part of the VSW Post 4000. So when I heard her talk about it, I was interested. I'm a Navy veteran myself, and I work for the J.R. Simplot Company doing geographic information systems and precision ag for the past 25 years. So in case you don't know what the FVC does, I did not know about it till last year when she brought it up, was, again, their mission is trying to take veterans and make them farmers or ranchers, or to assist those that are already doing it. I found that to be a perfect fit for me, for someone who works in agriculture and has been doing precision ag for quite a while, and a veteran. So again, we started off with a bang. We went out there and we were talking to a lot of folks. We drove up a lot of interest, and then kind of COVID hit, and things kind of just went haywire like everything. So we are trying to get back together and get things going again. We have our committee of folks that are trying to put things together, and I'm hoping to put a stakeholders meeting into in the near future. But one of the other things that the FVC does, they do have a fellowship fund that they give out every year. Application is closed for this year, but anyways, it's been fascinating for me to learn a lot about them. I've been this Homegrown by Heroes has been a fascinating thing to learn about. Folks that are veterans and are that can get nominated for this and then get extra channels to be able to let folks know they are veterans and selling products. So here we have the dark ones are the FVC state chapter, sorry. And they're building up quickly. You see in Idaho and Montana, we're trying to stand things up. So they're actually, this is really within the past year that folks are really standing up a lot of chapters. So we're really excited about all the different chapters coming on board. Myself, I'm reaching out to a lot of these chapters that have been stood up. Washington has been stood up for a while. They kind of been taking care of the northern Idaho folks. So again, we're hoping to stand up this Idaho chapter. Here's a bunch of the supporters that are out there for the FVC. Again, I'm still learning all the stuff that is out there, but the mainstay of FVC is to partner with folks so that we can assist veterans in either starting up a farming or ranching or to assist them in what they're doing today. Here's something I've been putting together. So as I've been learning about who's out there and getting contacts, we really do have quite a diverse state, especially in agriculture. We know we have the Southwest entity, we have the eastern part, and then we have the northern part. And it's actually been interesting. We thought we'd have a good population here in the Southwest, but I'm actually seeing a lot more people in the north. So again, I'm just trying to find resources to help those folks. So again, the stakeholders meeting, I know I'm rambling, running all over the place, but I've been reaching out to a lot of the folks, the USDA, the NRCS folks, letting folks know that we are going to be having a stakeholders meeting, that is our next step. The U of I folks, we need folks that are going to be on the board and that want to partner with us. Like I said, I know there's a lot. I'm trying to document them. I couldn't find my document that had all the people I've contacted so far, but if you folks have some interest or you think there are some entities out there that work well with veterans and farmers or ranchers, I'd appreciate it if you get in touch with me. And again, we're just trying to get this off the ground. Like I said, there's a lot of interest, and it's going to be a fascinating time.
That's
Looks
great.
like it.
Now, I grew up in the Magic Valley and grew up in a farming family. And when I think of farming, I think of hundreds of acres. When I think of ranching, I think of hundreds and thousands of cattle at a time. But this isn't just for large scale operations. A lot of farmers today are the ones that sell their goods at the farmers market and things.
Right.
Is that more the market you're trying to
That's very true.
help?
That was a big eye-opening for me, as talked to Christy about it. Myself, working for Simplot, I'm used to working with growers that have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 acres, and then she's talking about folks that have a small garden and bringing that to a farmer's market or to a local restaurant. And again, even some of the orchards out here, you're talking 5, 10 acres. So yes, it is the smaller folks that we are kind of looking at to help folks out. And like I said, there's a lot more than I thought out there. It's just a matter of getting them connected and finding all the resources that are out there.
That's great. Well, I will get your information out to everyone, and we look forward to seeing that organization grow here in Idaho.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Betty Rogers with Syringa Films, or Syringa Cinema, and she is going to tell us about her latest film. It's called I Married the War, and it is completed, isn't it, Betty? Oh, you're on mute. You're still on.
Thank Thank you, Mitzi. Thanks so much. I'm very excited to share that the film is done. We had a very successful crowdfunding, and I want to thank all of you who contributed, because you helped us get to the finish line with the film. And some good things came out of that, because one of the perks that was offered with it was a family who speaks about what it's like. They're a military family, and they talk about all the aspects of being a military family, and the challenges they face and how they work through it together. And they speak all around the country to veterans court people, professionals of all kind who work with veterans. And we had an anonymous donor who donated that to a local group, which is the Family Services at Gowan Field with Beth Adams, and we're putting that together right now. So we're really excited how that all came about. And as far as the film goes, all of you work with veterans closely. And I know you're aware that there is another story out there, and that is the story of the spouses. And so we wanted to give the spouses a voice, and particularly the women, because I'm a veteran's wife, a combat veteran's wife. And so this is kind of my story. We have 11 women in the film, 4 of them from this area. You may know Laura Nickel, George Nickel's wife, with Wyakin. Lance Santiago put us in touch with Carmen Hinson, whose husband has a lot of issues from his service, both mental and physical injuries. And Terry Topmiller, who was born and raised in the area. Her story is pretty powerful, because after 40 years after his service in Vietnam and a very successful, wonderful life, he took his own life. And so that's part of the story and helps raise suicide awareness. And then the 4th one is the wife of the late Art Jackson, Medal of Honor recipient, and his wife Sally is one of the women in the film. And so we're very proud to have, and then all the local people who helped come together and bring this this film to fruition. It's been a tremendous journey. So now we are submitting the film to film festivals, keeping our fingers crossed. It's a very competitive activity. We are, Idaho Public Television is very interested in showing it there, and possibly in May, which there, with a lot of things going on that month regarding veterans. And then we're looking at what kind of a premiere we can do, whether, last with Bravo, our first documentary film, we had this huge event at the Egyptian Theater, and then another huge event at the Warhawk Air Museum. And of course, we can't do that right now. So we're looking at a possible online virtual premiere that would reach out as far as it would go, all around the country. And then we've had a couple of great reviews. People are starting to write articles, and we had a wonderful podcast on All Marine Radio, interviewing Ken about his part in the film. We're co-producers, my husband Ken Rogers and I. So anyway, that's we're very excited. We're feeling the love, and so we'll keep you posted on the progress. Thank you so much, Mitzi.
You're welcome. I was honored that Betty let me see a sneak peek preview of the movie, and I have to say it is very powerful. I remember attending the Bravo premiere at the Egyptian, and it was so powerful that there were a lot of Vietnam veterans that had to step out into the lobby during the film. They couldn't, sit and experience that. And I shared this with Betty, and I'll share it with the rest of you, but I was a caregiver myself for my husband, and this film was hard for me to watch. Every single woman said something that resonated with me. And so I hope that message gets out to people that haven't been caregivers and aren't associated with the military and things. So it's very powerful. So thank you, Betty. We look forward to seeing that.
Thank you, Miss.
So, you're welcome. Next, we have Rebecca Sprague. Are you on with us, Rebecca? I'm not sure if I saw her log on or not. There, Rebecca? She might not be yet. We'll skip over her and we'll jump to Mario Pyle. He is the new project director with Veterans Upward Bound. He's over at BSU. And for those that don't know about Upward Bound, we'll let Mario tell us about that a little bit. It's a great program, especially for those that have been out of school for a while and are looking to get back into the college environment. Mario?
Thank you, Mitzi. Good morning, everybody. Like Mitzi said, my name is Mario Pyle. I just recently taken over for project director here at Veterans Upward Bound. But a little bit about Upward Bound, Veterans Upward Bound. It's a program designed to help veterans who haven't been to college or who had a break in college to kind of get them that tutoring in math, English, and computer science to feel comfortable and confident going into the post-secondary education. We're housed through Boise State, but we're a federal program, which allows us to help veterans who may want to go to CWI or CSI. So we cover territory all the way from Twin Falls all the way to Ontario, and if you wanted to go TVCC. So we help veterans in that whole plethora, that whole range. We do mostly one-on-one tutoring. We try to do a class for the vets who come in that teaches their learning style so that they know how to study and they know what works best for them when they're moving on. We do it all online thanks to COVID, so we're not working in the office right now, but we're very flexible and we try to meet the needs of the veterans. Like I said, it's for those who are first generation vets, and we're trying to make it so that that transition is smooth as possible. So we help out in numerous ways other than just the education piece, and we try to tie them to veteran services so that that transition is really smooth going into the university if they choose Boise State. Then again, if they choose to go to CWI, all the more better. We'll still help them and get them up to speed and confident in going back to school. Everything, like I said, is online, and most importantly, it's free. There's no hidden costs. It's all free, and we really truly try to meet the vets where they're at. You can reach me by my email, which is mariopyle@boisestate.edu. Or you can have them go to our website that's on Boise State's website. Just type in Veterans Upward Bound. They can fill out the application or they can email me their interest. And we'll reach out to them and get them connected to our tutors and get them going. But I'm here to answer any questions anytime. And it's nice to be able to work with veterans again. And some of you may not know, I'm a vet and I'm also in the Air National Guard, 18 years. So it's good to work with people I can empathize with and understand the struggle of going back to college at a later age in life. So
that's great. Yeah, I think the Upward Bound program is so good. First of all, it's bringing veterans together in an environment that they're comfortable with, working with somebody like you that is a veteran yourself. And then I think for anybody, whether you're a veteran or just somebody who is 30 years old and even late 20s or older that hasn't been to school in a while, and to enroll, you have to take some of those basic classes, and you think, oh, math, I wasn't good at that in high school, and it's scary. And you guys do a great job of taking that fear away and getting them started on that path.
Thank you, Mitzi. All right.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, next we have Lisa Underwood and Roger Sosi with Legacy Corps. And Lisa is the volunteer coordinator over there, and Roger is one of her volunteers.
Yeah, thanks, Mitzi. I have the best job ever because I get to work with elderly military families, and we just have an amazing program. We our nonprofit, Legacy Corps, is a nonprofit. It's actually an AmeriCorps program, and it's basically a volunteer companionship and caregiver respite program based here right in Treasure Valley. I always love that quote. I like to think of that quote by Tia Walker that says, to care for those who once cared for us is one of the highest honors. And really that's what we're all about. We, our volunteer team, we visit anywhere from 1 to 3 families each week, sometimes, and always the same families. So we connect the volunteers with the same families every week for the purpose to provide companionship to an elderly individual, a military connected elderly individual, and also provide some respite to that family member who we would call the family caregiver. And Mitzi, you shared really from your heart earlier, and I appreciate that you have your caregiver journey with your husband, and Betty putting together the film and just really highlighting, there's so many different, those of you that have served know that, military families are, they all have a specific role in the military journey. And so we really feel honored that we get to come alongside military families during that latter season of life. So we serve, could be the veteran that we're serving. It could be the widow of a veteran, maybe a parent of an adult child who's currently serving in the military. And gosh, with COVID, I think we all have seen just the isolation is like never before. So we would just love your help, just spreading the word to families out there. Sometimes we just need the community to know that this volunteer service is out there for elderly individuals that are feeling isolated and alone, and their loved one is just not getting a break very often. And so that's where our volunteer can really step in and be that support. So if you know a veteran in their latter season of life and that they could use someone terrific like our volunteer Roger, who's going to share here in a moment, just someone to listen to their stories, maybe provide a ride to an appointment, doctor's appointment, get them out for coffee, take them out to the Warhawk Museum, or maybe even just a simple drive to Idaho City. Our volunteers do all sorts of creative things to support Roger. He takes bike rides on the Greenbelt with his Legacy Corps buddy that he serves. So we're always building that volunteer team too. So if you know someone who could enjoy just coming alongside a fellow veteran during that, really vulnerable time of life at the end of latter season of life, let that person know about our program. And being an AmeriCorps program, we have this really cool educational award and a living allowance stipend. So it's minor. It's just, I think $160 a month to kind of cover gas and things like that for our volunteers. But they also can earn an education award. So if you have some students that are looking at being involved with the military community and want to earn some hours and work experience, and just, social work students are drawn to us. Whatever draws a student to us, it's a great experience for them to learn how to provide that care and support for families. So
and does that education benefit, I think before somebody could pass that on to their grandkids or something like that. Is that still effective?
Yeah, you bet, Mitzi. In fact, our volunteer team, most of them are indeed in their senior citizen range of life. And so a lot of them have used that educational word for grandkids. And I think it's really simple. It kind of works like a Pell Grant, or really easy to make it happen with your grandkids. And
That's
yeah,
great.
you got it. So Roger is one of our terrific volunteer team, and he's going to just kind of share from the side of a volunteer and what that feels like. And so it's all you, Roger. And I think you're on mute, so you'll probably have to unmute yourself. But
Okay.
There you are.
Can you see me?
Yep, we sure can.
All right. Well, I came out to Idaho looking for a fulfilling opportunity as a volunteer, and wow, did I find one. Volunteering and visiting veterans. I'm a vet myself from Army, 2 years of Army. And being a vet myself, I have a heart for veterans, and to be able to visit families each week, spend time with the veteran and give the primary caregiver some time to go get coffee or get groceries or do whatever they want is an absolute honor, for me. I've had experiences on the trails following a veteran who sits down on his bike and has an electric, and I had to pedal as hard as I could to follow him. to having staging a ride to defeat ALS for one of my vets, and which was great. And the simple things that we can do just with one of my vets. She likes to get out to get a Dairy Queen ice cream every time we visit. And writing one story, I spent time last year with a veteran to listen to him and to ask him questions about his story, and wrote his legacy story, which was great. So it's the simple things that you can do to be creative, to spend time with the veterans, to allow their caregivers some time off. And it's been really challenging with COVID this past year to do that, but we're back on track, and I just love this Legacy Corps opportunity. Has been absolutely a joy for me.
That's great. And to just reiterate to everyone, it's a twofold thing. They need veterans that need assistance in the home, or caregivers, just that respite once a week. And then they also need volunteers to go into the homes and do that. So if you know anybody out there, it's a very rewarding relationship for both parties. And I've been working with Lisa for several years now, and I just highly recommend the program.
thanks, guys.
Okay, next we're going to move on to Barb Lewis. She's with New Horizons Boise, and she's the Director of Operations over there. And it used to be Leap Fox Learning, and it is now New Horizons. Hi, Barb.
Okay, am I unmuted here? Hope
Yep,
so.
you sure are.
Yeah, like Mitzi said, a lot of us know us by Leap Fox Learning. We are now New Horizons Boise. The business has been around since 2008, and about 5 years ago, we were noticing a trend of a lot of veterans coming in saying, hey, can I take classes? Can I use my GI Bill? And we weren't set up for that. And so we went exploring, and we got set up for that. And now we are an approved non-traditional program for the veterans to use their GI. We teach everything from AWS to web design to Excel. But our top class is Security Plus, CompTIA Security Plus. So for the veterans, when we first started, we were very ambitious and had a lot of things approved, but we have finally honed it down. In the last 2.5 years, we've really honed down, and our top 2 programs that these vets come through, and they tend to be guys that they really don't want traditional college. They want to get done, they want to get out, they want to get into a job right now. We see guys straight from Mountain Home as they're separating. They're already in our office saying, okay, now what can I do? Because I want to keep my security clearance, that kind of stuff. So we have honed it down, like I said, to we've got about 4 programs, but our top 2 programs are the IT technician, and it's a 10-week program, 10 to 12-week program that they go through. And by when they get done, they have certification in 3 different areas, the A+, Net+, and Security Plus. And then the other one is cybersecurity, which is a huge program going on right now. A lot of these guys and gals, when I say guys, I mean both guys and gals, they take either the IT tech program and then continue on to the security program, or if they come in with enough of a background that they pass the prerequisites, they can go straight into the cybersecurity program. And that program, again, is another 3 months. So in total of 6 months, they can be cybersecurity certified, ready to go. About 2.5 years ago, the business was sold to a new owner who came in, took one look and said, whoa, we're missing a piece here. And we have gone out and we now, we partner very closely with 2 companies. And between those 2 companies, they have around 180 to 200 DoD contracts that they work with. So a lot of our graduates, as soon as they have either the A+, Net+, or Sec+ certification from CompTIA, we send them for an interview with these 2 companies. We have placed over 60 veterans in the last 2 years with these companies. They start anywhere from $20 an hour to $65 an hour, depending upon their security clearance. If they're able to keep, if they've got a high security clearance, the higher the pay they have. And these companies are now always calling us, we need 20 more, we need 40 more. And I'm going, I'm sorry, we have 5 going through the program. So they're always looking, they're always pushing us to find more, but we very much let the veterans find us. It's out there. They call us from all over the United States, and they join the program. Some move here to Boise just to do the program so that they can have it. What they do when they come is they meet with our veteran rep, who is Freddie Ortega. He is a veteran himself. He's a Marine, the Marine Corps. And it never ceases to amaze me how one vet walks in and recognizes another standing with other people. They'll go, oh, you served, you did. And I'm going, seriously, am I chopped liver? But obviously I am, because I don't stand out as a vet. But so they sit down with Freddie and he goes through it. If we can tell that it is not a fit for them to go through our program, because it is intense, it is an intense program, we do send them on to BSU, CWI, CSI. You know, if they don't fit, and we can see that it's going to be not good for them to do it. A lot of the times they do fit, and we get them going. It is an open enrollment all the time. We can get them going. Usually by the time they have all their paperwork done, within a few weeks, we can start their program. And so there isn't a set, semester, quarter. It can start monthly, is what we do. We have very much enjoyed being on this with, I learned about Mitzi's group here, I call it Mitzi's group here, Joining Forces. Because as we started this, 5 years ago, we didn't know a lot. Within the last 2.5 years, it has really helped us. We have in our break room a large bulletin board, and a lot of your program flyers are at our place. And we have sent guys to, I've got some who joined the running group. I've got guys They're in the gardening program. In fact, somebody started it last year and loved it so much that they want to come back and talk to the vets taking the class right now to see if they want to join the gardening group. They've done the breathing classes. We've connected with George over at Wyakin. It's just been a thrill to work with these guys and help them find resources for other things that they need. So it's just a small part of our program that we do because we work with other businesses, but we enjoy working with these veterans. They come through and have a lot to offer. And we're always grateful when they pass their test. We high five, we give them a giant candy bar, and then I hand them a little card that says, okay, here's your date of your interview. Get in, go get interviewed. I can send them, I can't guarantee a job, but I can send them there and get them started. And we've, like I said, we've placed 60 in the last about 18 months jobs in there. And so that's huge. That's, to me, is a huge success to get them going. Yeah.
Well, and I must say, since you came on board a few years ago, I think that you have really helped develop that program and made it what it is today. I've seen it grow and mature over the last few years, and you've done a great job.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And a shout out to Upward Bound. We have sent vets to Upward Bound who need that help, and they are so wonderful to help that way. So
that's great. Do you still have the benefit for spouses?
Oh yes, thank you, Missy. When we have a vet who's going through the program, or any veteran spouse, usually it's the summer months, starting in April through about September, October, we let veteran spouses come in, take classes for free, as long as they're not the high price. They might have to pay for their books and maybe the labs, but other than that, we very much scholarship them through. If they just need, we've had quite a few want to come through and do the office professional program, where it is getting their office skills up to date. And it's just not computer classes. There'll be leadership classes that they can also take, and it is free for veteran spouses. Yeah. That's
great. And people can use their GI Bill
yes.
with your program?
Yes. Yes, we are VA approved. How do we call that? Yeah, veteran. We double check. I'm an SCO. I'm the SCO and education counselor, and 2 others on staff are SCOs. So we take our training and learn what we're supposed to be doing so that we're in compliance with everything, and that it's just not, hi, let's take your money and run. No, we want these guys to succeed with what they're doing.
That's great. Well, and I think what Barb said about sharing what she learns at joining forces with the veterans, I think that's a real testament to what we all do here together, coming together, because somebody's needs aren't just singular. They want to be complete, and that includes those extracurricular activities, maybe help with housing, any of that, and coming together. So I appreciate you sharing that. Okay, next we have Rachel Madden. She is a program assistant with the Idaho Suicide Prevention Hotline. And are you with us here, Rachel?
I sure am. Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, we sure can.
Perfect. Yeah, so my name is Rachel Madden. I retired out of Gallant with the Air Guard side about in 2017. So big shout out to Tammy Clement I saw online today. We used to work together. So yeah, I work for the Idaho Suicide Prevention Hotline. We're a statewide crisis line that was founded in 2012. Our staff and volunteers are absolutely committed to the prevention of suicide in Idaho. We provide crisis intervention, emotional support, problem-solving assistance, and resource referrals for people at risk and those concerned about them. We're 24/7 call, text, chat. And the cool thing is, with regards to vets, if you have a vet or a family member of a vet who is really they're in crisis and they're, they don't even have to be suicidal. If they're just in crisis and they're really kind of weirded out by calling a DOD crisis line, like they're afraid it's going to go on their record, this is where we can come in and truly help we're confidential, you know, it's like kind of like talking to a chaplain, I guess, you know, we're confidential, we listen, we want to hear their story. And especially for third party, you know, we can walk you guys through how to help whoever's in distress. So we encourage everybody to call us, even if you're not in crisis. Just a few things, just a few bullet points. Our call volume so far has been up since the start of 2021. In February, we had over 1,400 calls, which is a 30% increase from February of last year. We just finished our winter training and are currently onboarding 20 new crisis phone responders, which is awesome. We absolutely love our volunteers. And just the phone room's an amazing place to be, I can tell you that for sure. We have another training starting up in April. So if anyone is interested in serving as a volunteer phone responder, the info is on our website, and I'm happy to share that if you guys would like. Our website's idahosuicideprevention.org. Another really important kind of a cool note is we're getting ready for this 988 that's going to kick off here in July of 2022. It's what it is. The 988 is a universal mental health and suicide prevention crisis number. It's similar to it's like the mental health version of 911. So just kind of keep that in mind as to what that is and how it relates. The 988 goes live in July of 2022, and it's going to replace the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number, which is the 800-273-TALK. So calls will be routed to us, anything with a 208 number. And then we expect an increase in call volume. So, you know, like I said, every staff and volunteer here is absolutely passionate about serving the citizens of the state of Idaho, and we encourage especially vets to give us a shout. You know, we're not going to call your commander or first sergeant. You know, what you say stays confidential. It's a very safe place to call and receive a little bit of help. You know, most we can do is listen. We're not counselors or anything like that, but we want to hear your story. So if you guys have any questions, do you guys have any questions for me?
When they call that 988 number, is there going to be a veteran option, or it will just come into the call center and whoever answers?
You know, I'm not 100% sure to that. I think there's going to be a veteran option, but I don't want to answer that with full confidence because I'm not 100% familiar with that yet. We're all still kind of learning what this is going to look like, but I would venture to guess that there is going to be an option to the DoD crisis line.
That's great. Well, and you know, with that, I think you said something very important there, is it doesn't have to be somebody themselves who's experiencing that crisis or is suicidal. It can be somebody that is trying to help someone else, or you know, needs to ask those questions.
Yeah, we definitely get a handful of what we call third-party callers. So people who are just really concerned about a loved one, and our staff and volunteers will walk them through kind of what they could do to help their friend or family member who's really struggling. And like I said, you know, when people call us, you know, we're trained to listen. We want to hear your story, and you know, we're a safe place to come and share your story. You don't have to worry about anything when you give us a call.
That's great. Okay, well, thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I will mention the light is coming in funny on me here. If you haven't been to my office, I have a beautiful wall of windows here, and I have the best view, one of the best views on the VA campus, but there's about an hour or two in the morning where I'm always kind of ducking the sun as it's coming in, so I apologize for that. Jeremy Goto, you're the next one up. You're with Grand Canyon University, and I enjoy working with Jeremy on a bunch of different things, so I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, Mitzi, and Like I said, my name's Jeremy Goto. I'm with Grand Canyon University. A little background about Grand Canyon University is we do have a physical campus that is in Phoenix. It is a private Christian university. The physical campus does have around 15 to 20,000 students on the ground. And then what I help with mainly is helping military connected students. Our online population right now is about 85,000 plus students. So we have quite a bit of students that either are going online or are starting to find that now is a better time because they have more time on their hands being home to finish that degree or maybe start training for a new career or things like that. So I am in Meridian, so I am the representative for the entire state of Idaho. And like I said, I represent military spouses, dependents, and also the military members as well. So I can help all. The biggest thing, and I've told Mitzi a lot of times in a lot of other groups that I've met through joining forces is, I love to talk to people about education, how it works, their benefits, how to apply, how they all work. And if we don't, for some reason, have a program that works for them, I can point them in a lot of different directions where they could possibly go. And I'm happy to do that because at the end of it, I want to help the service member or their family find what is the best option for them. And I've worked in education for over 10 years, so I have a lot of different contacts, and I've made a lot of new contacts through joining forces. So I'm happy to kind of send them any way that they can get the help that they need, which is great. And Mitzi's been a huge help with that, making a lot of new introductions. We've been able to work a lot with Veterans Upward Bound. We've done a lot of things. The Idaho Veteran Women's Group. We've done a lot of things as well. The Veteran Chamber of Commerce, we're starting to create a lot of new opportunities with us too. So we are very excited about things that are happening. Some bigger things for us that we're doing right now or happening right now. We do have great military scholarships that we do offer for active duty and for veterans and for veteran spouses and dependents as well. We have a really great scholarship running right now just for the month of March. If you do know somebody that is maybe interested in, it's a 25% scholarship off the cost of tuition. So definitely people are thinking about, man, I could really go finish my degree. I want to do it at a price that's affordable. Now is a really great time to do that. The school has just recognized that through this last year that they're trying to help as many people as possible, especially with retraining or finishing degrees and things like that. So they're taking the opportunity to make it as affordable as they possibly can. I guess the other thing that I'm also looking for personally too is just how to help out any groups that anybody else works with too. I've had again multiple conversations with Mitzi about I'm really trying to go out and help sponsor different events or have tables at different things just because we're trying to get our name out there again and just be out in the community and trying to help out as much as we can. So if you do have opportunities or anything like that, I would love to hear them. Please feel free to email me, call me. Mitzi does have my information and I'll put it in the chat as well. But if anybody does have any questions about anything, or even if you're like, oh, I have some credits, I've always been curious to see if I could transfer them in and see. We do free credit evaluations. I go over those with you, let you know how many classes will transfer, what will be left, and then what your projected schedule would be, and then your entire cost for the entire part of your program that would be left. So the last thing is that what a lot of the students I've been able to work with around this area is that I go out and am able to meet with students in person, one-on-one, talk with them, walk them through the process, and they really appreciate that and find that a pretty big benefit. So if you're maybe come across somebody that is like, man, I really want to go back to school, but I just don't know even where to start. That's kind of who I really like to work with because I can walk them through the entire process from here's what you need to look at if you have benefits, here's how we'll apply for those. If you need financial aid, we can walk you through that. I can explain what financial aid is, what each one means, and just kind of give them all that information. So a lot of the people that I've been able to work with and students that I do have really like that part, and that I am the person that they can just get in contact with, and it's nobody else that they have to call on campus or anything like that. It's just, I'll call Jeremy, he can help me out, or he can point me in the direction that I need to go. So thank you again, Mitzi, for allowing me to speak, and I appreciate everybody being here, and thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. And I will reiterate, Jeremy is great about, his job is to bring students into Grand Canyon University, but he's not a salesman. He is truly wanting our veterans to get the best education possible. And I've seen him, tell somebody that maybe his program isn't the best, but help them take those steps to go in the right direction. And he will come out to your events and contact him if you have maybe an event that you would like to sponsor. He'll come out and give a little spiel and help sponsor that event, and then people can talk to him at leisure and things. So thanks for being here. Okay, next we have Mary Dewalt. She is with the Ada Community Libraries, and she is the director over at the Victory Road Library, and she's going to let us know about different things that the libraries can offer that we may not know about. Mary?
Thanks, Mitzi. I'm going to try to share my screen as well. Hopefully everyone can hear me. So yeah, I'll try to be brief, but I speak to that sort of complete need fulfillment that Mitzi talked about. Libraries, we kind of want to make sure oh, there we go. Okay. So libraries offer a variety of both lifelong learning, formal education support, but also education, entertainment. So we kind of fill that the role of whatever someone might need in the community. And so we know that veterans have a lot of unique needs, and as the days go by, the needs change, and something might come up. And so it's very likely that veterans and active military and their families are part of one of the area's consortium libraries. It's called the Links Consortium. It covers pretty much all of the Treasure Valley. And there's a courier service connecting most of the libraries in the valley. Emmett and Mountain Home are in the consortium, but they do not currently have courier service. But if, for example, you have a card at the Mountain Home Library, you could use it at Boise or my library or Garden City, wherever you happen to be in the area. And so, although I represent Ada Community Library, I am talking about libraries in general. So wherever your local library might be, that library has tons of resources. And so the key is get a library card, encourage your families to get one. It's free, it's prepaid, tax supported. And we really want people to get the card so that it's handy to use for whatever might come up. And what that might be is a variety of different things. A lot of people think of books when they think of libraries, and yes, we have a lot of books still. We now have digital books and digital audiobooks as well as the print and large print. But we also have a lot of other resources now that people may not realize libraries have. So we've got collections of activity kits for learning at home, which might help some active military families or veterans' grandchildren. We have a great outdoor gear collection. Things like if you're heading out into the backcountry and you need a bear canister to keep your food safe, the library has one you can check out. You don't need to buy one. We also have a great play collection. And this is things like, let's say you want to learn pickleball and you don't necessarily want to go out and buy one, you can check a pickleball activity kit out of the library, play and see if you like it and something you might want to keep doing. We have a lot of different, badminton, just a ton of resources for that. And we have a lot of tech resources too. We check out Wi-Fi tablets if someone is in need of something like that. We check out hotspots, Kindle, well, it's like a paperwhite ebook reader, things like that. And then the latest thing we're adding is a bunch of wellness kits. Those are things like Fitbits, if you want to try something like that before you buy it, see how it goes for you. Or yoga collection, of materials to try different things. So your library today has tons of things that you may not have even thought of. And the idea is to save you money initially, to check things out, see what you think, and then of course if you do want to continue, it's something you want to invest in. So of course we also have, forgot to go to the next slide, which shows things like slide projectors, those things that you don't need very often, but the library will have it for you. Music, if you want to learn how to play guitar or ukulele, those are checkoutable now. Just amazing what's going on.
Great. Now, do all
yeah.
the libraries offer these resources, or is it kind of hit and miss?
To some extent, and the fact that we're all connected means that your card from anywhere does have access to these, either through walk-in service or through the courier system, yes. And some have different things, like where we focus on a lot of this gear. For example, Eagle Library has cake pans. Let's say there's a, Idaho National Guard family who wants to do a special cake, and they don't want to go out and buy a Barbie cake pan. The Eagle Library will check one out to them so that they don't have to, go through that. It's just some amazing things. And yes, we all share the different collections that we have. A lot of things, people don't realize we offer video games for checkout, and of course movies. This is just great to keep families entertained, and we offer educational movies as well. We're very happy to have Bravo in our library system, and I'm looking forward to getting Betty and Ken's next one in when we're able to. So lots of educational and entertainment media. And then we offer a lot of different services now. With the COVID, we have shifted to offering curbside service and personal shoppers, so people don't necessarily need to come in and do their own browsing. We can work with people remotely to gather a bunch of things and have it ready. And so this could specifically help a lot of veterans who it's hard to access, and so the library is there to make it super easy. We do offer a lot of reference services. We have the resource directory available for staff, so we're always available if someone has a question on any of these things that come up. We do reference that directory, and we're really happy to have it. Let's see. We offer computers. That's kind of a big one, especially nowadays when signing up for a vaccine, for example, needs to be done on a computer. Some people may not have great bandwidth or access, or even the knowledge of how to get in there. The libraries are offering that kind of assistance with any kind of devices and applications and things like that. These are the ebooks that I mentioned. But one thing I did want to mention, because this definitely affects veterans, active military families, the library has access to a lot of databases that you can access remotely, but we can also help guide people through them. Tilton, for example, if your car is on the fritz and you want to see if you can fix it yourself, this is a great auto repair manual. Learning Express and Learning Express Adult Learning Center are kind of a guide to help formal education. It offers a lot of resources for test taking. It goes from GED to formal education test prep, ASVAB, if you know someone ready to go in the service, they can run through the ASVAB pre-tests. And it also offers some testing for trades and certificates and things like that. So that's a great resource in addition to all these wonderful in-person resources that we've heard about today. .com for families. who may need some help. So the resources are definitely there. This is, again, for military families. We do offer take and make kits to keep those kids busy, story times, music and movement, preschool art. Just the library is there to kind of help support whatever the needs might be in the homes. And it's easy to get a card now. You can apply online. You can contact me, or I can send this info to Mitzi, but really any library offers an easy way to get a card. So just contact your local library. And then I have a bunch of individual, basically these are all off of our website, but we do have direct ways to go in and check out what's available in that play gear collection, or the outdoor gear, or the wellness gear, or the tech gear. So that's basically, I just wanted a few minutes to kind of remind people that the library is here for you, and we have lots of resources, and we do help with reference questions and referrals. So thanks, Mitzi, and everyone.
Well, yeah, and I tell you what, that is absolutely amazing. I am a big library person, but I had no idea that you offered a lot of those services. We may have to have the 1 minute library minute at each joining forces meeting, and have you, you know, tell us one of the features like cake pans, or you know, bear kits and things. That is amazing. So, well, thank you very much, Mary. I appreciate that. Okay, moving on. Our next guest is Gary Randle. He is representing 2 organizations, so you have to be a little quick, Gary, but we've got the Military Officers Association of the Treasure Valley, and then also the Treasure Valley Marine Corps League Detachment. Welcome, Gary.
Okay, thank you, Nancy. That's Military Officers Association.
You'll have to speak up a bit or get closer to your microphone. We can't quite hear you.
The Treasure Valley chapter thereof. Probably most veterans are unfamiliar with MOA because its members have to have been or are currently serving officers or warrant officers. So it's a more limited community. Locally, in the Treasure Valley chapter, we meet quarterly, and we discuss MOA projects, and we offer a guest speaker to our members when they come. We are involved in supporting the Boise State University ROTC program and the 2 junior ROTC programs, one at Boise High School, the other one at CUNA High School. The way we support them primarily is with rewards for outstanding cadets at the end of the school year. But we're involved in other projects also. The Veterans Day Parade, for example, we're supporters of it, and I hope that it'll come back online this year in some fashion. I know the parade committee is working on that. And Greece across America. And we've also responded to quite a few of the pleas for assistance that Joining Forces has sent out from me as Mitzi's email box. If you're a former, current, retired officer of the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Public Health Service, or National Oceanic Atmospherics Organization, you can contact me for more information about becoming a member of the local chapter. But if you're curious about the many pieces of legislation that MOA is helping to shepherd through the Congress this year, go to the MOA website. There's an overwhelming, actually, amount of information there, but even non-MOA members can see what MOA is up to. Okay, the Marine Corps League. The Marine Corps League is one of the oldest veteran service organizations in the country. The Treasure Valley chapter, who is the Marine Corps League really in the Treasure Valley right now, has been around since, I believe the 1970s. Don't recall the exact formation date. I've been a member since I retired in 2020, pretty much continuously, excepting for the years I was working out of the state and out of the country. The Marine Corps League supports a variety of programs, not the least of which is an organization called the Young Marines, which is a really terrific organization, and I liken it to the Boy Scouts on steroids. They don't indoctrinate kids to join the Marine Corps, but the people that are leading it are Marines, former Marines, and we use a lot of the ethos and purposes of the Marine Corps to guide those young people. I'm sure you've seen them around, not so much this year with COVID, doing various things at the Veterans Day Parade and at happenings down at the veterans' homes and other things where you see a bunch of very small people running around in Marine Corps uniforms, and you kind of wonder what they're up to. You talk to one of them and you'll be quickly impressed. That's one of the things the Marine Corps League does. Although the young Marines are completely separate from the League, we nevertheless support them. And the Marine Corps League locally, Treasure Valley Detachment, has worked with the Veterans Home, again, before COVID and various other organizations. Now, to become a member of the Marine Corps League, you must be either currently serving or an honorably separated or retired Marine, or a hospital corpsman, Navy hospital corpsman, who served with the operating forces of the Marine Corps, commonly called the FMF or Fleet Marine Force. There's a lot of Marines in the area. There are very few who are members of the Marine Corps League. It's my experience that a lot of Marines, when you think about when they're invited to join the Marine Corps League, are thinking, wait a minute, I had that joyful experience once. I'm glad I did it, but I don't want to step on those yellow footprints again. Well, I assure you, the Marine Corps League is not the Marine Corps. It took me several years after retirement to figure that out, but I finally did. That said, if you're a Marine or a hospital corpsman and you're missing the genial, sandpapered, sharp-edged, cynical personalities that you got to know and love in the Marine Corps, give the Marine Corps League a shot. You won't be disappointed, but you'll have an opportunity to advance ideas that you have about how the Marine Corps League can support veterans' activities here in the Treasure Valley.
Well, and Gary's with
my contact information and the contact information for the guy who does Marine Corps League recruiting, Richard or Dick Keplinger, in her notes that she publishes after these meetings. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. Thank you, Gary. And I will say we've got the Treasure Valley detachment here in the Boise area. They are standing up a Snake River detachment over in Caldwell. But the Marines are one of the first ones that step forward when I do have one of those call for action emails that go out. And they will always help another Marine, but they oftentimes help members of the other services too. So thank you for that. And if you're a Marine, I encourage you to join those. We're going to do, yeah.
Oh, hi. I have a question for Gary real quick.
Go
Hi,
ahead,
Gary.
Tam.
My name's Tammy Clement, VFW Commander here at Meridian. One of the programs at the Marine Corps League, I understand, is the Toys for Tots program. And is that program going away in September? And if it is, how can other organizations step in and help?
Toys for Tots is actually run by the Marine Corps Reserve.
Okay.
And we have a Marine Corps Reserve unit out at Gown Field. It still exists, even though the tank company that was there has been deactivated. The Marine Corps has left a small active duty contingent of Marines there to represent the Marine Corps in Treasure Valley. I have discussed with the captain, who is what we call the inspector-instructor for that organization, what he thinks the Marine Corps Reserve will look like in the future in the Treasure Valley. Well, he was careful with his wordings. He gave me his personal opinion that he thought within a couple of years the Marine Corps will have established a new and different reserve unit here in the valley. That said, they have a large enough staff that they are going to continue operating the Toys for Tots program. The best way to learn more about it is not from me, but call and contact Captain Jacob Johnson, who is the inspector-instructor for the Marine Corps Reserve at Gown Field. Either he or his first sergeant, probably the first sergeant, always knows more than the CO, right? He, one of the two of them can set you straight about what is happening with Toys for Tots. But the Marine Corps does not intend to let it go away. I do know that.
Sounds great. Well, we'll get more information about that out to everybody as it becomes available. We have two guests still on my list, but I had told Kate McLeod out at Gowan service member and family support that if we ran out of time, we were going to drop her off the list because we did feature them in a complete hour. So my apologies to Kate and her staff, but I do quickly want to get with Mindy Anderson with the Idaho Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And you guys have an expanded website that you have out. And do you want to tell us just a little bit about that quickly?
Yeah, very quickly, we have a new website. We have all of our registration forms now up, so any person or organization would fall under a category underneath our memberships to join the Idaho Veterans Chamber of Commerce. For this group here, we do have a Veteran Service Organization membership registration form. So you can register if you're offering services that support military, connected people, veterans, military serving, family members. And then we also offer that membership free of charge. Our mission is to create collaboration space and provide the resources that your organizations offer. So our membership for a veteran service organization is free for everyone. Also with the working groups that we have going, we are having very much success in all of our working groups, always looking to add to our working groups. And we have working groups set up for family and wellness, education, housing for heroes, veteranpreneurship, and then workforce. Yes, workforce. So those are the 5 working groups that we have, and we have high-level leaders, and we have people that are just really engaged in our working groups and trying to help support the gaps that we have in the community. So if you'd like to join any of those working groups, you can reach out to me directly, and Mitzi can provide that information. But we're really excited about our new website. Go check it out. And if you're a veteran service organization, please register with us, and we'd love to support your organization and get you put onto our resource page that will be built out in the coming months and have all your information to be able to share with anybody that's a member of the chamber or seeking resources. Thanks, Mincy.
Thank you. And I'm working very closely with Mindy on the resources and things. I think it's just going to be another step for joining forces to collaborate with the Idaho Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And I encourage everyone here either to sign up your organization or if you're a veteran or a family member to sign up on the individual membership because it is free. So, okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us this morning. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, April 8th, 7:45 in the morning. And I'll get information out about all of our speakers today. And I look forward to seeing you at the next meeting.